Okay, thank you for coming for this talk. My name is Mohammad, and I've been contributing to CPAN for really about 10 years. And it started as a hobby, and it become like a passion now. So I can't live without doing a pull request. I have to do one at least a day. And that's how I've been trying. Since the beginning of this year, I have never missed a single day without making a pull request so far. The target is to finish this whole year without missing a single pull request. So this morning, when I woke up in the morning, I just look at my favorite places, go to Meta CPAN website, go to recent links where you see the recently uploaded distribution. And when I see version 0.001, I say, hey, my friend, something is going to be there. When I see 3 point something, I say, not interested. And most of the time I find something other than that. So this morning I found something, a module recently uploaded by a group called binary.com. And that distribution was missing a prereq called log any. I said, there you go. So I said, before I go to washroom, I should do this pull request. So I pushed that pull request 5:30 in the morning. I said, there you go. I'm going to mention this in my talk. So that's how okay, so let's begin. When I submitted this talk, I had no clue what I was going to talk about, but I knew the subject. So I said, okay, I'm going to talk something about it. And while doing this, I spoke to a guy called David Farrell, who managed the Pearl.com website, and he kind of like encouraged me to write up about something, anything about it. So I said, okay, I've never written anything on Pearl.com. So I said, why not I write about this talk? So it will give me a brief idea what I'm going to talk about. So I wrote a couple of articles based on this subject, and that gave me an idea what I'm going to talk about. So this is based on what I've already written on Pearl.com website. So first thing that I remember when I started doing contribution, I said, how I'm going to categorize all these contributors. So it's generally, I said, you start as a beginners, then you move on as an intermediate level, and then you become an expert. And that's how it's just my own naming convention. I said, you start as a beginners, then you become intermediate, and then you go expert. Okay. The fun part is, people always get confused. Okay, if I'm a learner, I'm just new to Perl, can I still contribute? People say, no, you can't. You have to be an expert before you can contribute. That was my understanding when I started. But Neil Bauer, he cleared my doubt. Mohammad, don't worry. Even if you are just a beginner, you can still contribute. And the way I learned from him, I saw some of his initial pull request was simply adding a missing license meta name. When I saw Neil Bowers, who is an expert, like super genius in Perl, creating a pull request which just fixes the license meta name, I said, if he can do it, why can't I? I can do that. It's so easy. I don't need to be an expert to do this fix. Like tidying up distributions, like fixing a meta name, fixing a missing prereqs kind of thing. That's how I started. Then I started building, and then I got confidence in myself. No, I can do it. When I see my pull request getting accepted, that even encourages me more. But there's a catch here. Not every pull request that I started initially was accepted. Sometimes you don't get response at all for maybe many years. Sometimes 3 years, 4 years. And sometimes you get instant, within 30 seconds. This guy, I sent a pull request, within 30 seconds he accepted it. And when I see the green or some different color on the GitHub website, it gives me immense pleasure. I said, hey, go 30 seconds. Unbelievable. I said, is something, who is sitting out there submitting a pull request within 30 seconds, accepted, merged, clear, done. That's it. Thank you. It means a lot. So that's what I say. That's what I said. What is the minimum requirement? Every time I see somebody who is just starting as a Perl, I say, Just clear this out. You don't need to be an expert. You can do it. Just basic Perl knowledge. You just need to have it. Make sure you don't make any like a schoolboy error. So you just need to have a basic knowledge. That's it. And it makes a lot of difference. I grew confidence while doing this. I remember looking back 5 years ago, the place where I work, it's been nearly 6 years. The colleague who I've worked with them 6 years, they say, I've seen a drastic change in your confidence. Where did you get this? Just pulling somebody pull request, simple pull request, and getting positive response from the author makes that difference. So sometimes when I do get pull requests from others, I make sure I write positive things, even if the pull request make no sense whatsoever. Sometimes, and I've had bad experience in the past. I get very rude remarks. Not because that I had a bad pull request. Pull request was like, intention was right. Okay, I want to improve your work. I may be on the wrong track, but sometimes the author doesn't see it. They say, okay, what this guy is doing? He doesn't understand my code. Why he's playing with me, with my code? The intention was to help improve the distribution. So my response is always keeping in that mind. At least appreciate the guys putting an effort, doing something. Say, thanks for your time. Full stop. That's it. At least appreciate the effort, which I never used to get initially. Nowadays, I get very nice remarks. What I did is I've started collecting nice remarks when I get a pull request. So I've got about 20 nice remarks. I said, keep it as a little memento for me. So I remember this author for this distribution, pull request number 112, I got this remark. It's such a beautiful. And there's one particular remark I remember. I saw a pull distribution where the guy had a nice documentation. One particular line didn't have space in the beginning. And because of that, the Meta CPAN website didn't show it in a nice format. If you leave a space in the beginning, it shows a different background. Every other place he had the space, but in one particular line he didn't have. Okay, I'm going to fix that. So I put that space in the beginning of that line, and I submit the pull request. 2 days later, the pull request was accepted by the author, and he says, "You are perfectionist." So I kept that commit. I see message. I say, "This pull request, this git pull merge ID, this is what I got." It makes a lot of difference too when I do that, get that kind of message. So I said, so hang on, where am I? So, okay. Did I do anything? Come on. No, I didn't. Okay. This is also important. Based on my past experience, when I started doing pull requests, I had very limited knowledge, Git knowledge. I had enough knowledge to do my day job. But doing this kind of contribution, you need to have a little bit of detailed Git knowledge, because you start going to do creating branches, pulling merges, and all those things. You have to have a little knowledge as well. This is very important. You have to have patience. Initially, I used to get very impatient. Every time, initial days, when I submit a pull request, every time I go my GitHub homepage, I refresh it. See, has it been accepted or not? Nah, nothing happened. At the end of the day, has it been accepted? No, it doesn't, because it comes in a different color. It's a nice different, I think it's purple color when it gets merged. So I never used to get it. I became an addictive. Every 10 minutes, go and refresh my GitHub homepage. Has it been accepted? No. When I see the purple color, wow, that is what I meant. Let's do some more. No, fill it up with the green color. As soon as it become purple, let's fill up 10 more green colors. So we see the nice homepage. That's how I started with that. This is very important. I recently come across somebody wrote about this, so I said I should mention this. So before you start, so make sure it doesn't stop you. Don't think that if you're not an expert, you can't contribute. So just keep that thing in your mind. And this is very important for me. I remember, because English is not my first language, I sometimes don't convey what I'm trying to say in a nice way. And because of that, sometimes what I'm trying to say doesn't get conveyed to the person. But I've learned over the time how to say less thing, and you have to be to the point. Don't try to write a big story, because when you start writing a story, the chances are the message is going to be lost. You have to be precise. Just say what you're doing. That's it. The author is intelligent enough to understand what you're saying. If you try to be more explanatory, the chances you're going to lose the meaning. So I try not to be detailing. So this is very important. I fear criticism. I remember when I submitted a one particular pull request about adding warning to a particular module in a distribution, and the author straight away rejected that pull request, saying, don't do that. And the author was a very big name, so I had no reason to doubt his response. I said, fine, thank you, sorry, I did my mistake, because I saw CPAN saying this particular module is missing warning, go and add it. I thought, okay, let's add use warning. But the author is saying, don't do that. And then I was talking about this in my last German per workshop. The guy who did that was sitting in the front row, without realizing that he's the guy who did that. I don't know, 3-4 years ago. And then at the end of the talk, he came to say, Mohammad, come here, I'll show you why I said use warning is a bad thing. And he showed me exactly, because sometimes adding a use warning to your module will lose your performance. And he showed in his case, adding a use warning was not very good from the performance point of view. So I didn't know about that. So then he said, sometimes use warning is good, but at times it's not very useful. So don't do use warning. Strict, fine, you can put it. If it is missing, go and put it straight away. From that day onwards, I stopped adding pull request for use warning, unless I know that author personally, so I can talk to him, convince him, come on, have it, you can have it. But if I don't know the author, don't forget it. Otherwise, you're going to come back. Okay, you don't know nothing. Come on, don't do that use warning. So no more use warning. I remember there's a guy called Tom King. I don't know his real name. This is the name. He read my article on Pearl.com, and he came back to say, Mohammad, I like your article about how to become CPAN, but I didn't find anywhere you're mentioning how to find the problems in the distribution. So this is very important, because if you try to find the problem yourself, then you have to be an expert to find that. But then there's a handy tool. Go to the metacpan.org website. Against each distribution, you have a quality link. Click the quality link. It'll give you everything for you, what needs to be done for the distribution to improve the quality. So half of the work is already done. So I go and click the link. I see it'll tell you this particular model is missing this prereq. This model missing has some pod error. This model has the test failure. So that's how I did it. But sometimes that quality link is broken. When it's broken, that means I can't submit any pull request. Sometimes that's why whenever I get the chance, I create 10, 20 pull requests together. So I'm done for the next 20 days. Even if the quality link is broken, I'm still on target. So that's how I did it. So today is 16. I've already done 22 pull requests for this month. So I'm done until 22nd. So no worries. Even if I'm having fun here, I can be happy that I'm done for there. So as I said, look on the recently uploaded Meta CPAN for your checkout. Check out the quality link, issues. Excuse me. For the beginner, there are plenty of things. If you're just a starter, if you're starting submitting a pull request, I would say don't try too many things. Try simple stuff. Like for example, I started like this. Start looking for the typo. Even though English is not my first language, I can easily figure out if there is a spelling mistake in the code. I can just read through any recently uploaded distribution. I was just saying, and it helps me to understand what the distribution is doing. Just reading the code, reading the documentation. Okay, what it's doing? Okay, fine, all right. Nice way of thinking. Okay, you can do this way. All right, fine. That's how I started reading, and it helps me to understand sometimes. So just to start looking for this. This is also another very interesting thing. Look, it's very easy. I just go randomly any recently uploaded business website. If I see any link on the pod, I just click and I see broken. There you go. Here is the pull request. Why is broken? Because there is a typo in the package name. If you don't give the right package name, the link is broken. So you go and fix the package name. Okay. There instead of small p, there is a capital P should be there. Excuse me. So you can go for this as well. Missing correct, your quality will help you there. Missing entries, yes. Missing license, meta name. These are things, in my opinion, beginners can do if you are starting as a pull request. Go for this things. Now, once you're done with the basic stuff, now you want to do some meaty pull request. Where do you go for? I remember after a point when I didn't get any of those typo or broken link, then I said, okay, what I'm supposed to do? Okay, but I have to do a pull request. I can't leave without adding a pull request. So I said, okay, now let's start doing the next easy thing. I can't just jump the code and add a new feature and we can try to overdo things. Okay, let's see how things is done there. Okay, fine, you're doing this way. I remember there was a very popular module maintained by Geber. I think it was a PDF grade. I saw one of the method. He was doing few things, like he accepted the method accepted was parameter, and he was checking various other bits, and then after say 6 or 7 lines, then he was checking the parameters. If the parameters is right or wrong, then he's saying die. What I did is, why doing this 6 line of code, and then after 6 line you're saying I'm going to verify the parameters received by this method is correct or wrong, and then dying. Why don't you do this before the 6th line is my pull request to Geber, and Geber straight away accepted it. And that kind of, I say, this is different to what I was doing before. Before I was doing broken link, typo, all these kind of basic things. But this pull request was accepted by Geber, and that gave me kind of confidence that I can actually go and help modify the code. And that's how I started. And then I said, when I got this merged, I straight away within half an hour I pulled another request, the same method but different code. He accepted that as well. Similarly, I did 5 in a row. After 5 pull requests, he said, Mohammad, can you become the maintainer of this module? I said, why not? Give it to me. Since then, I've been maintaining PDF Create. So that's how and since then he's been giving, because he said, Mohammad, I've got too many modules to maintain. I can't do it. Can you take over? He gave me so many modules, XML, Path, XPath, and various other popular modules. I say it's nice to maintain those modules. If you become a maintainer, people will know you by your name. Anwar is the prime maintainer of this module, and they come to you, Mohammad, this module is not doing what it's supposed to do. Okay, fine, give it to me. Ask me question. Okay, I'll dig inside because I didn't write this code. I'm just a maintainer. I'll dig inside the code. Okay, figure out. Okay, you want this? I can tweak it a little bit here and there. There you go. Done. Thank you, Mohammad. Well done. So that's how I did. So this is what I say. I'm still in the intermediate state. I'm doing this kind of thing now. So recently when excuse me, doing the pull request channel, which is the Neil Bauer who does this every month, he assigned me a particular module where I saw the method accepted some parameters, but there was no validation done on the parameters, and there was no test as well. I said, wow, I can do that. So why I put just simple validation. Okay, do I accept this parameter? Because down the line the method, you actually check whether parameter exists or not, but there is no check on it. I said I can put the check there in the beginning, so there is no die. So once I put the check there, I said I'm going to write a unit test as well. So okay, write a unit test. So I did this in one particular method. The author liked it. I say, Mohammad, thank you for this. Can you do this other 3 methods in the same module? Same test, same kind of thing. And that's how I started doing. So okay, I can fix it. So that's how I started doing some more as well. So this is also important. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, again, look for any scope of unit test. These are the things that I really wanted to do. I've come across a couple of distribution where authors has a to-do section in the pod, and they say nice to have. Sometimes they say, okay, this is quite old module package. I want to start using Mu instead of traditional things. So convert everything into Mu. And I said, fine, I can do that. As Mu is my favorite framework thing, so I like Mu. And user said, okay, I want to do this. So these are the kind of things I really wanted to do, but I'm kind of hesitant. Okay, because changing a non-Mu package to a Mu package means you're changing everything upside down. Things will go here and there. I'm still not confident to do those kind of things. But then maybe one day I'll do that. Once I remember I was having a talk with Neil Bauer, and he said, Mohammad, be careful when you do this. Chances are the author may not like the way you have done it. So you have to be very, very, very careful before you do that. So maybe one day, that's my ambition, that I'm going to do the to-do section thing. This is also important, yeah. I remember when I was doing the Hacktoberfest challenge, and sometimes there's 24 pull requests that happens in December. And I remember some of the Perl repository on GitHub, authors start marking their issues. Okay, I've got 10 issues in my distribution. I'm going to mark this as a needs help for this. I remember some of the distribution that Dave Cross has he marked as well during the Hacktoberfest channel and 24 pull requests. So those really helps. If you see somebody's distribution has got something saying it's for beginners, that's even more helpful. You see, out of 10 issues, these are for the beginners. It's marked clearly as beginners. Go and find out those issues. Find the beginners one, fix it. So the chances are, if you do those kind of pull requests, your author is going to accept it. You get a response at least. It's not, it'll never get like hidden anywhere. So the chances are, so go and look for those. This is very rarely you go and talk to the author straight. If you write an email to author, okay, here you go, my name is Mohammad, I want to help to improve your go away. I don't know you. What do you think of yourself? You're writing an email to help my product. Do you even know the subject? Honestly, no. But I really want to help you. Is there anything I can do? If you get a rare, yeah, sometimes you do get a nice positive response and encourages you to start doing it, even though you don't know the subject. These are the helps you have. Join the CPAN pull request. Unfortunately, it's going to end of this year, December, so you still have time. Go and join this one. Join this annual festival, Hacktoberfest in October. It's very interesting. Even the 24 pull request you can do. Recently, this guy called Kiwang, he started a pull request club, which is very interesting, and I really enjoy. I hope after pull request channel, we should take this forward, because there is no other hope for me to do the pull request. because pull request channel is going to end at the end of this year. I tried to convince Neil Bauer to please carry on, or give me the authority so I can take it forward. He said, no, it's enough. It's done and dusted. Try something different. Oh. So there you go. This guy started this pull request club. Hopefully, we'll take it further. This is something very important. When I started, I hardly get any help from the expert. And I always looking for somebody who could help me because I was still learning. I never got any help from the expert. So now I know a little bit of Perl. So when I see anybody who's just starting, I want to really help them in any way. So that's what my intention was. I've been offering my help. Either we can do remote pair programming, or you can have a, if you are in London, probably we can meet once in a week, once in a month, have a discussion. Let's have a talk. I want to help you. I want to help you to do well in Perl. Try to learn. I can teach you from my own shortcomings, what I've gone through. So you don't do the same mistakes. So you can learn from my mistakes. So if anybody is interested to start this journey, please come and talk to me. I can probably give you many hints. So you can, from day one, your pull request will start getting accepted. I still have pull requests 5 years ago, not yet been accepted. And sometimes it's very discouraging. One of my co-worker who's working with me, he submitted a pull request to a very well-known name. It's a very respected name, and he spent good amount of time, not like changing link or port type error. No, he did a good work, and he submitted the pull request saying, Mohammad, see, I pushed it 4 years ago, and he said, I know this guy, and he's been accepting pull requests from other people. My pull request is now not even looked at. It's not even acknowledged. Thank you for your pull request. It's not even acknowledged. And that kind of discouraged him from doing any pull request at all. So I feel very bad because he's such an expert in Perl. If he would have started this journey, things would have been more different. I said, I've gone through, but I said, no, I have to carry on. Even if I get a bad response from that, I try to have a thick skin. I say, fine, okay, fine, I'm just a beginner. If you shout at me, fine, okay, I'll move on. But it hurts, sometimes it hurts, but I try not to get so close. So I carry on doing so. Question for me, please. Okay. Talk to me whenever, if you have any time. Thank you very much.